Right, well, Mr. Dr. Rick came over to the place and we started working on a couple tunes, and one of them was Blind Man's Trick, and he played it for me, or actually he read it to me, and at first I heard something like Wild Horses by the Rolling Stones, some kind of country-esque but with a rock and roll thing in it. Surprised Rick, I think, and we took it and we recorded it and pretty much liked it for a while. I believe when we were rehearsing it to bring it into the studio, it started morphing into something else. It started to have more of a, to me, a Van Morrison early 70s kind of horns, R&B thing going on. And with our musicians coming in and out for a while there, things got changed around. And I believe Phil Bloch came in pretty soon here.
Right.
As we were recording.
Yes.
And great drummer, great producer, great songwriter came into the fold, and we had a bass player too.
Yeah, it was Angus Thomas from Chicago, and Phil came and rehearsed with us, and played the songs, and all of a sudden, I mean, these things just really coalesced and gelled.
It got much more soulful. The vibe got much more soulful, much more like everybody was on the same page without having to talk about anything.
Yep.
The train yard off of D Street never sleeps. The freeway slamming towards Vegas. They only stop here for gas and smokes, and the crazy wind is endless.
I don't know if this is the right way to say this, but Blind Man's Trick really is about this sort of used up, sort of jet trash, wounded woman who is such a mess that she could only be a trick to a blind guy. But that's where it all came from.
Noisy and hot to get a minute of sleep. But if luck be a lady, she must be a blind man's trick. So squeeze me hard before the lights go out. If luck be a lady, she must be a blind man's trick. So I'll forget everything there is to forget. There is to forget.
She's wounded, she's tired, and she's a wreck. So it's a story about her. It's a story about her, and but there's a magnetism between the two characters. They still get together, even though there's like pathology going on, oozing out of every deal, and they get together. So it's a great story.
You gotta pick a lane. Or come and go, come and go, come and go like the wind. And what about them roses stinking up the place? Like a blind man's moving in. If luck be a lady, she must be a blind man's trick. So squeeze me hard before the lights go out. If luck be a lady, she must be a blind man's trick. So I'll forget everything there is to forget. There is to forget. see, I can't see too good, but I can feel my way. She's a blind man's trick.
So when I presented to Rick initially, it was not. It wasn't like a natural fit for him. I mean, he had to really massage this thing around to get comfortable with it. And when we were just talking about it, he actually said it sort of scared him, the lyric.
Yeah, because it felt more like a poem, and it felt complete as a poem. Why make it into a song? And then how do you make it into a song? And that's when, you know, defaulted to the Rolling Stones, you know, kind of country-esque thing. And then it morphed into all what it's morphed into, this kind of R&B thing. But if luck be a lady, she must be a blind man's trick. That line is the whole song to me. Now, there might be a whole story, and you have characters identified and whatever, but to me, that gave me an in. That told me who we're writing about. And from that place, everything else came from that line.
If luck be a lady, she must be a blind man's trick. So squeeze me hard before the lights go out. If luck be a lady.
The weird thing is, I wish I had percussion on both manuals, because the percussion is nice on the subtle stuff during the verses and stuff too, but I want to hear it on the tuk-tuk thing too, you know, on the bridge. But this sound is better for that.
How about if I played them both?
Rick Wakeman.
But you're still getting the percussion. You're getting a little more than you wanted. You know, you're getting a little layer.
Let me hear it just on the lower one now. On both of them? No, it's better on the lower one. Part feels good. All the stuff you're playing feels great.
Yeah, I think we got the parts. It's just if we got the sounds, we're in, you know?
Yeah. That's the only thing. The other sound is working great to me. I'm liking it.
Cool.
So when you write with this guy, he sends you back, you know, like we write in his apartment, and he has a better sense of structure, taking it from a poem, from a lyrical piece to an actual song format. And so he just basically says, no, you need another verse here, or you need to cut 2 lines out of this. Go figure it out. And then he walks out of the room for a few minutes and pours himself a glass of grapefruit juice or something. Leaves me alone to sort of solve the lyric part of the thing. And then he comes back, and it all works out. But I think the whole lyric, the last verse of the thing about the trick she played, that got written only because he said, no, you need another verse there. That wasn't even there. So, I mean, that's one of the reasons I like to write with him. He really pushes me around, which is, rightfully so.
You see, I can't see too good, but I can feel my way. She's a blind man's trick, I'm the trick she played. I got a blind man's cane, so I won't trip when I feel my way back to my blind man's trick. To my blind man's trick.
credits of a movie or
Yeah.
something. It'll fade.